Well, welcome everybody to our online program on addiction and recovery from the Sunshine Coast Health Center up here in Powell River, BC. And we've been talking about relationships. And again, just to remind you, in our recent research study, we found out that our participants, who were just volunteers among the clients, talked about relationships twice as much as they talked about any other subject. So just to give you a sense of how important relationships are to people suffering from addictions. So we've been given some clues on how to create more positive relationships, because one of the things that we know about people struggling with addiction is that all their relationships are pretty bad. In fact, it seems like as soon as addiction becomes known, all relationships get warped. And for the people suffering from the addiction, a lot of times they feel less than, they feel, as we call, they have these self-conscious emotions like guilt, and it's like they have radar on how are people peering at me. And when you act like that, you can't feel a sense of belonging or connectedness with other people. So we're just giving some clues for recovery on how you can feel connected. And this clue is to recognize that you're always sending messages to the outside world on how to treat you and what you're like as a person. And these messages aren't so much from what you say, but it could be your body language, the way you dress, the way you cut your hair, what happens to you when you get under pressure. So for example, maybe if you get someone who's constantly angry and they seem to just blow up on the littlest thing, right? Maybe the message they're sending is something along the lines of like, I'm unpredictable, so you better not tick me off. Things like that, right? Or maybe I'm just thinking with all the text messaging going on now with the driving, maybe someone who texts messages is actually sending out this message where I'm special. Oh, I appreciate that some people get into accidents, but I don't, right? Because I'm confident I can do both. So maybe it's the message being sent that I'm special. Maybe for people who wear, clothing of like biker clothing and maybe have tattoos on their face and that kind of stuff. Maybe they're sending out the message of I'm intimidating, right? Don't screw around with me. Or maybe people who walk around with earbuds listening to their iPod, maybe the message they're sending out is I'm busy, I'm preoccupied, please don't come up and talk to me. So we're sending out these messages constantly to other people, right? So one of the key things to form connections with others is to make sure you send out messages that are going to help you connect. Like, I'm inviting, I'm not a threatening person, right? Having a smile on your face, earnestly shaking someone's hand when you meet them, having spending some time talking to people, right? This idea of sending messages out that are inviting, that you are a safe person to talk to, you're a pleasant person to talk to, all of this can help you tremendously in connecting with people. So that's the third tip that we'll give you now, and then next time we'll come back with our final tip on positive relationships.